The Nut Brown Maid, a poem Matthew Prior, written 300 years since. Be it right or wrong, these men among on women do complain. Affirmage this, how that it is a labor spent in vain to love them well. For never dearly they love a man again, for let a man do what he can through favor to attain, yet if anew do them pursue, through first true lover then laboureth for naught. For from her thought he is a banished man. I say not nay, but that all day it is both writ and say that woman's faith is as who saith, all utterly decayed. But nevertheless right good witness this case might be laid, that thou love true, and continue, record the Nut Brown Maid, which from her love wad her to prove he came to make his moan wold not depart, for in her hurt she loved but him alone. Then between us let uns discuss, what was all the manner between them two, we while also tell all the pain and fur that she was in. Now I begin, so that ye may answer. Wherefore all ye that present be I pray ye give an ear. Man. I am the neat, I come by neat as secret as I can, saying, alas. Thus standeth the case, I am a banished man. Woman. And I your will, for to fulfil in this will not refuse, trusting to show, in word as few, that men have an ill use, to their own shame women to blame, and causally them accuse. Therefore to you I answer now, all women to excuse. Men own hurt dear, with you what share, I pray you tell anon. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. It stoneth so? A deed is due, wherefrom what harm shall grow? My destiny is for today a shameful death I trow. Or else to flee, the one must be, none other way I know, but to withdraw, as an outlaw, and take me to my bow. Wherefore do, my own hurt true, none other red I can. For I must to the greenwood go, alone, a banished man. Woman. O Lord. What is this world's bliss, that changeth as the moon? My summer's day, in lusty May, is dirt before the nun. I hear you say farewell, nay, nay, we depart not so soon. Why say ye so? Whither while ye go? Alas! What have ye done? All my welfare to sorrow and care should chong if you were gone. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. I can believe it shall you grieve, and show much you distrain, but after I rid your pains hard, within a day or twain, shall so near slake, and ye shall take comfort to you again. Why should ye not? For to make thought your labour were in vain, and thus I do, and pray you to, as hurtly as I can. For I must to the greenwood go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Now sith that ye have showed to me the secret of your mind, I shall be plain to you again, like as ye shall me feigned. Sith it is so that ye while go, I will not leave behind, shall never be saved the Nut Brown Maid was to her love unkind. Make ye ready, for so am I, although it were a gun. For in my mind, of all mankind, I love but you alone. Man. Yet I read to take good heed what men while think and say ye. Of you and old it shall be told that ye be gone away. Your wanton will free to fulfil in greenwood ye to play. And that ye meet from your delight no longer make delay. Rather than ye should thus for me be called an ill woman, yet would I to the greenwood go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Though it be sonch of old and you that I should be to blame, thurs be the charge that speaks so large in hurting of my name. For I will prove that full love it is devoid of shame. In your distress and heaviness to part with you the same. And sure all through that do not so true lovers are they none. But in my mint of all mankind, I love but you alone. Man. I counsel you, remember how it is new maiden's law nothing to dot, but to run out to wad with an outlaw, for ye must there in your hand be your bow ready to draw. And as a thief, thus must ye live, ever in dread and awe. Whereby to you great harm me grow yet I had lover than that I had to the greenwood go, alone, a banished man. Woman. I think not nay. But as ye say, it is new maiden's lore. But love may make me for your sake, to come on foot to hunt and shot, to get us meat in store, for so that I your company may have, I ask no more, from which to part, it maketh men hurt as could as ony stone. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. For an outlaw, this is the law, that men him take and bind, without pity, hanged to be, and waver with the wind. If I had need, as God forbid, what reasons could ye find? For so I trow, ye and your bow should draw for behind. And no more avail. For little avail were in your counsel then, wherefore I to the wad while go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Full well know ye that women be but feeble for to fight. New woman heated is indeed to be bold as a neat, yet and such for if that ye were with enemies day and neat, I wold withstand with bow and haunt to grieve them as I meet. And you to save as women have from death many one. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. Yet take good heed. For ever I dread that ye count not sustain the thorny ways, the depth of lies, the snow, the frost, the rain, the cold, the het, for dry, or wet, we must lodge on the plain, and us above noon other off, but a brake, bush, or twain, which sony should grieve you, I believe. And ye wold gladly then, that I had to the Grenwad go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Sith I have here been pardoner with you joy and bliss, I must also part of your woo endure, as reason is, yet am I sure of one pleasure, and, shortly, it is this, that where ye be, meseemeth, pardie I could not fare amiss. Without more spec I you besick that we were soon agone. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. If ye go thither, ye must consider, when ye have less to dine, there shall no meat be for to get, nor drink, beer, ale, any wine. Nebraska shit is clean, to lie but one, made of thread and twine. Noon other house but levies and bows, to cover your head and mien. O men heard sweet, this ill diet should make you pale and wan. Wherefore I to the wad while go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Among the wild deer, such an archire, as men say that ye be, we may not fail of good vitale, whereas so great plenty, and water clear of the river shall be full sweet to me, with which in hell, I shall right well endure, as ye shall see. And ere we go, a bed or two I can provide anon. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. Lou. Yet before, ye must do more if ye while go with me. As cute you're here up by your kirtle by the Nile, withe bow in hand, for to withstand your enemies if need be. And the same need, before daylight, to ward while I flee. And if ye will all this full file, do it shortly as ye can. Else while I to the Grenwad go, alone, a banished man. Woman. I shall's now do more for you than longeth to woman heed. To short my hair, a bow to beer, to shot in time of need. O my sweet motor, before all other, for you have I most dread. But now adieu, I must ensue where fortune doth me lead. All this make ye, and let us flee, the daring fast upon. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. Nay, not so, ye shall not go, and I shall tell ye why. Your petty is to be light of love I well espe. For right as ye have said to me and likewise hardly ye would answer, whosoever it were, in way of company. It is said of old, Sony hot, Sony could, and so is a woman. Wherefore I to the wad while go, alone, a banished man. Woman. If ye take heed it is no need such word as to say be me. For oft ye prayed, and launch essayed, I you loved, pardie. And though that I of ancestry a baron's daughter be, yet have you proved how I you loved, a squire of low degree. And ever shall, whatso befall, today therefore anon, for in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. A baron's child to be beguiled, it were a cursed deed, to be flaw with an outlaw almighty God forbid. If Atira were the poor squire alone to forest sped, then ye shall say another day, that by that wicked deed ye were betrayed. Wherefore good maid, the best rede that I can, is that I to the Grenwad go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Whatsoever befall, I never shall of this thing you upbraid. But if ye go and leave me so, then have ye me betrayed. Remember ye well how that ye deally. For if ye, as ye said, be so unkind to leave behind your love, then up around maid, trust me truly, that I shall day some after ye be gone. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. if that ye went ye should repent. For in the forest now I have provided me of a maid, whom I love more than you. Another favour than ere ye were, I dare it well avow. And of you both as should be worthwhile other, as I trow, it woman I see to live in bliss, so while I if I can. Wherefore I to the wad while go, alone, a banished man. Woman. Though in the wad I understood ye had a paramour, all this may not remove my thought, but that I will be your, and she shall find me soft and kind, and courtise every hour, glad to fulfil all that she will command me to my power. For had ye lieu an hundred move, yet would I be that one. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. Mine own dear love, I see the proof, that ye be kind and true. Of maiden with, in all my life, the best that ever I knew. Be merry and glad, be no more sad, the case is chaunch new. For it were rough, that for your troth, ye should have cause to rue. Be not dismayed whatsoever I say to you when I began, I will not to the greenwood go, I am no banished man. Woman. Thighs tidiness be more glad to me than to be made a queen, if I were sure they should endure. But it is often seen, when men while break promise, they speak the wordus on the spleen. Ye shape some while, me to beguile, and steal from me, I wen. Then were the case worse than it was, and I more woo begone. For in my mind, avow mankind, I love but you alone. Man. Ye shall not need further to dread. I will not disparage you. God defend, sith you descend of so great a lineage. Now understand, to Westmorlandy, which is my heritage I will you bringe, and with a wrench, by way of marriage, I will you take, and lady make, as shortly as I can. Thus have ye won an early sony, and not a banished man.